All right, y'all. Politicians who pledge allegiance to everything else but America. Blue states shielding SNAP benefits, fraud. Protesters saving democracy by ramming federal agents. And the media's favorite part of this all, y'all, is the narrative and never the victims. I got receipts. So with that being said, y'all, we are getting into the coming straight from the disrespected trucker on X. If y'all want to follow this guy, let's go ahead and dive into this first clip, and we're gonna chop it up towards the end. Let's go.
Woman right here has to say, because you cannot break it down any clearer than this.
The amount of people believing the media and the fact checkers without actually taking 5 minutes to look it up themselves and finding very quickly that facts and information are free is actually mind-blowing to me.
Come on.
How are we in 2024, as they like to say for a lot of their arguments, and you are not...
Which now is 2025. Let's get into it. It's an old clip. Let's go.
...able to use logic, reason, and facts instead of influence, propaganda, and feelings to make your life choices. Everything the left stands for, everything Kamala Harris stands for, is contradictory to itself. Your daughter's future safety by not letting in third world criminals and rapists over the border by the thousands is a lot more important than which state she can choose to kill her baby in someday. If you don't understand the fundamental governmental democratic republic concept of putting the voice of women back in the hands of each state instead of the federal government being able to tell women what they can do, if you don't understand how that works and you're still believing that Trump is making a federal abortion ban, you are so far gone, girlfriend. You need to get it together.
Come on.
Putting the power back into the states regarding abortion, instead of allowing one administration or the federal government at all to be able to affect the abortion rights of women, is all Trump did. It's all he wanted to do. Okay? So educate yourself. If you live in a state and you don't like the rules, get involved and use your voice. All it did was put the voice back to you where you live instead of allowing the federal government to tell you what you can and can't do. So just because this federal government tells you what you want to hear, okay, doesn't mean that a federal regulation on abortion makes sense. God forbid the day comes that the person running the country isn't going to tell you what you want to hear. They're going to tell you the opposite. That's no longer an issue now because each state is in charge of their abortion laws. How are you guys this brain dead? This, ladies, is the reason why it took so long to get us the right to vote, because you guys use emotions instead of facts. Look the shit up. And if you think for 1 second that having open borders instead of legal immigration is the answer, you need to take your bleeding heart and start using your motherfucking brain, because we are not saying we don't want immigrants. We are not saying we are not open to other cultures and other types of people. But baby girl, not doing background checks and allowing dangerous criminals to come into this country and make it so you feel even less safe than you do now to walk down the street with your kids is not the answer. No one makes life choices based on emotions and calls it a good idea. The same thing goes for our country's leadership. Start prioritizing issues, because no matter what color you are, no matter who you decide to fall in love with and marry, no matter what you feel about motherhood, none of us can even exercise those rights and conversations if nobody's safe enough and the country's not affordable enough to live in at all for any of us. If you are voting for someone based on their color and gender instead of policy, you are the problem. It doesn't matter what that gender and color is, okay? Start using your brain and stop using your fucking emotions, because it's gotten you probably nowhere. God, why are these conversations even having to be had? Don't wonder why we didn't have the right to vote for the longest time. Stop disappointing those of us who have made it this far, okay?
Okay, come on, coming straight from Dry Anthony. .ben on TikTok if y'all want to follow this person. Facts though, y'all. Like seriously, Queen Bee approve of her message, y'all. We gonna keep this thing going because you know, The shutdown is because of them wanting to initiate bringing back what Trump, Doge, Elon, all them took out. They're trying to bring it back, and it's to benefit them, and it's to benefit the illegals. Once again, not the American people. So if you ain't went out to go vote. Just make sure you keep all this stuff in mind. Okay. So getting into CJ Pearson, y'all, watch this voter on Fox just tore apart every leftist argument against deporting illegal aliens. Let's get into it.
The difference between being kind, and to me, my faith is one thing is being nice to people from different lands, but they also have to be respectful of our laws. And everybody wants to come to the United States because we have a great economy, have a lot of opportunity, but there's a process to do that. My family has been here since at least the 1700s. There's no one that's gave us a free $1,400 debit card. No one gave us a free apartment. No one gave us anything free. We had to work for it. So there is a process. And if we respect all people, that means that the people that come here need to respect our laws. And that's all that we're saying. We allowed 20 million immigrants in here legally since 2000. How much is too much, and how much are we going to put the burden on the taxpayers? Because the money has to come from somewhere. Yeah. It's just common sense.
So, Maria, I see you nodding.
Come on, common sense. Come through with the common sense. Come through with the common sense. Come through with the common sense. I like everything this man said, because here's the thing. Y'all pretty much invaded our country. How the hell do y'all coming from a country that y'all trying to get, corrupted and all this other type of stuff, to try to come to our country, which has rules just like y'all's do, and then think that y'all can get here and just do whatever the hell y'all want to, and then talk to us crazy, burn our flags, all the above, and get the benefits that we are working so hard day in, day out, reaping our benefits. Like, what the hell? No. Like he said, there's a process. And when you do come to somebody else's place, you respect it. Because it ain't your place to begin with. Let's keep this thing going. That's what I'm talking about. I love to see some common sense. All right, let's get into the next clip, y'all. Breaking 2 million illegals have officially been deported. Thanks to President Trump. This is huge. Coming straight from MAGA Voice on X. If y'all want to follow this person, let's go.
The president is all about results, as is Secretary Noem. And really, what President Trump, Secretary Noem, and our law enforcement have been able to do in the past 270 days, despite the injunctions, despite the obstruction from sanctuary city politicians and these activist judges, is really nothing short of extraordinary. 2 million illegal aliens exiting the country. That includes 1.6 million deportations and over 500,000 deportations from our ICE and CBP officers. But we're going to be really surging resources. We have 10,000 new ICE enforcement officers are going to be hired in the coming days. So we know that we're going to continue to arrest the worst of the worst off of the streets of America's sanctuary cities and across the nation. Well, the president is all about results, as is
go. I'm for it, ICE. Let's clean up home before the holidays. Let's get them on up and get them on up out of here. Time to clean house. We got to get ready for the holidays. Goodbye. You ain't supposed to be here. You ain't come here the right way. Peace. That's how I look at it. All right, y'all. Let's keep this thing going. It's coming straight from Secretary Brookie Rollins on X. That's Sec Rollins on X if y'all want to follow her. Let's go.
Day one of USDA, February 13th, is we sent letters to every governor in America being very clear that no illegal aliens can use SNAP. 0, 0, 0. We asked every state for the first time in history, and this was in February, to send us their data and let us, with Doge and a war room, actually start going through this data to better understand how this explosion of SNAP benefits happened under Joe Biden. We increased almost 40% on this program in just a couple of years under the Biden administration. Of course, we know they were trying to buy the election, but that's a conversation for another time. And since we have asked for that data, 29 states have complied. Of course, almost all the red states, a couple of couple blue states too. But in that data, and I haven't talked about this yet publicly, in that data we've studied about $100 billion in spend. We have found thousands and thousands of illegal use of the EBT card. We have been moving people off of SNAP. We've got almost 700,000 people, I think, we've moved off just since the president took office. We've arrested about 118 people. So this has been ongoing. But, Rachel, to your point, what this conversation has allowed is a national spotlight on a broken and corrupt program. We found one guy in 6 different states getting a benefit. We found about 5,000 people that are dead who are still getting benefits. Like, it is time to drastically reform this program so that we can make sure that those who are truly needy, truly vulnerable, are getting what they need, and the rest of the corruption goes away and we can serve the American taxpayer.
So y'all, it's just simple. The state sues to block eligibility, right? Audits. So you pretty much telling the taxpayers that y'all will prefer fraud over facts. Like, that is crazy. And we seeing now, she said that was back in February. We're seeing now today how big of a fraud that this SNAP and how many illegals are benefiting off America's benefits and taxpayers' dollars. Crazy. Let's keep this thing going. All right, so I want to get into this coming straight from Jeff Ponce on X. That's 827JS. Let's dive into this next clip, y'all, because this is very, very interesting. Let's get into it.
Of Al Qaeda. If you're a member of Al Qaeda, you're a terrorist.
How do you know if that they're members of these gangs? What I'm saying
You mean
is,
the tattoos MS-13 on our knuckles doesn't, that doesn't help it?
those
Do you have tattoos of Al Qaeda?
the tattoo
on
did not
your
say
wrist?
MS-13. I don't want to get into that.
Oh, of course it does. It's just accidents that the four symbols represent the letters MS. See, this is why Politico is a joke. This is why you are gutter press and fake news. That those four symbols that just happen to comport with the letters MS and the numbers 13 don't, in this case, represent MS-13. You're sitting here live defending a member of MS-13. That's why I regret coming here, because this isn't journalism. This is protecting those who hate America. Shame on you. We are saving lives. Sir. Saving lives. How about Maryland fathers compared to Maryland mothers? Like Rachel Marin, mother of 5, raped and murdered and thrown in a ditch. How about Jocelyn Nungare, age 12, raped a mile from her home and thrown in a ditch? It's strange that Politico doesn't do articles about her, that mother, or that 12-year-old girl. Why is that? Why is the MS-13 guy with the knuckle tattoos more important in terms of due process than the lives of 12-year-old girls brutally raped? It's weird that the priorities shift to defending the member of an FTO, but not the children and the women. Dan Crenshaw told me a story once of a 16-year-old girl who was smuggled across this border. The parents paid $5,000 for her to live in America, the land of milk and honey. She ended up locked in a room in New York, raped by more than a dozen men every day for 18 months until she escaped. She went to Dan Crenshaw's office, and I'm no friend of Dan Crenshaw's, okay? He's still got TDS. And that girl said to him, please close the border so another girl doesn't have to be raped by 12 strange men every day for 18 months. It's strange that Politico doesn't cover those stories. Could you tell me why?
We have covered.
No, you haven't. You have not covered those stories. I'd like to see the Jocelyn Nungare, Rachel Marin stories in comparison to the Russia collusion garbage. I mean, let's be honest here.
Let's move on.
You have an agenda.
Ain't no moving on. That's what they do. Let's move on. No, ma'am. We ain't finna move on. Mic dropped on that tail. Cause newsrooms, so it's crazy that newsrooms, y'all show their empathy and sympathy and feelings for suspects, while journalists clearly name the victims' names. Just goes to show you how jacked up this world really is. Because yes, we see all day illegals. They were flying out there on taxpayer dollars on airplanes, going to go visit these gang people and visit, these jails and stuff for people, illegal people and stuff like that. Meanwhile, no sympathy for the parents who lost their loved ones to illegals and all of the above, or the American citizens. Like, make it make sense. These are what these people stand for. They don't stand for y'all, once again. So if you go out there voting blind, that's on you. Let's get it. Cause I can't make none of this stuff up. So check this out. Coming straight from Just Gen RS. Wait a minute. So if we patriots go help ICE agents, we're called vigilants. But leftists helping illegal aliens aren't vigilants. Okay, make it make sense. We can't, Jen. I don't think we ever going to be able to make sense of this, y'all, honestly. Let's go ahead and dive into this clip. Look at that. That's right. Yup. Bag it up. So that's crazy. Like, and this is the reason why ICE, you know, wears their masks and stuff like that, because I know when they like, yo, we signed up to this right here, like spitting on ICE agents, running them over, just all of the above or whatever. And they steady, you sit there and they just shout, yo, by any means necessary, it's time to get on these folk levels, because people are tired of being sick and tired. Okay, because there's no real, it's just, there's no talking to y'all. It's like, yo, seriously. Like, why am I going to sit here to continue to try to do my job in peace and y'all steady bringing hell? When it come to ICE, hell, get on their level. Hell yeah, it's time. Y'all done been too patient, too nice to these folk. It's time to get in their tail. All right, so coming straight from Chicago Ray 1, y'all, I want y'all to watch this clip. It's crazy because while all these folks, and I'm talking about everybody that believes in, oh, y'all doing illegals wrong and this, that, and the other, whatever. I want y'all to keep that same energy. According to these guys, will y'all let them stay in your household? Would y'all let them stay with your family? Let's dive into this clip, because these for y'all bimbos. Let's go.
3 fine gentlemen over there support the border policy, you know.
Yeah.
They just came over, okay?
Really?
Illegally, no papers. We need a home.
Yeah. I don't know what.
You have one.
I know, but I live with a lot of people in my house.
Oh, that's fine. The more the merrier.
Yeah.
Could you translate and tell them she said yes?
Si.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay, should we set them up in the front lawn, or do you want us to set them up inside?
Tents.
Kidding, right? I didn't say yes.
I thought you did.
No, I said no.
So you would do anything for like all the illegals
I think
and
we
stuff?
have to be fair.
Guys, this is great. I think we found a new home for you guys.
What guys?
Look.
There you go. Yeah.
I don't understand what this is about.
The immigration. There you go.
Excuse me, y'all.
Yeah. What do you mean? You just said you wanted to support everyone, though.
That, I don't.
No, they're
Guys,
not
we got
violent.
a
They're
new
not
house.
violent.
No, don't go in now.
Like just like you guys did before.
Thank you very much.
Can they stay for dinner?
We're looking for a place for them to stay. They just came across. They'll sleep on floors. I mean, they're not picky, you know.
We have like a 2-year-old, so
Hector's good with kids.
sorry, we just can't.
That man said Hector's good with kids. Coming straight from VDK 8617, y'all. So yeah, all y'all out there screaming, oh, they just sound so wrong. Da, 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 da. Y'all these same people on here too. Y'all be these same people on here not opening y'all doors and letting these folks stay with y'all, because y'all already know. These are folks coming from all around the world, came over here illegally. Some of them are murderers, cartel, anything you can think of. And y'all sitting here saying, oh, protect them and stuff like that. And half of y'all ain't even gonna let them come up in your household. Shut up. Let's keep this thing moving. You're just a bunch of caps. All right, let's go ahead and get into the next clip. Y'all, coming straight from America AF. Liberals are now claiming that ICE is using LRAD, long range acoustic device, designed to project focused sound waves over long distance. Let's get into it.
All right, they got an armored vehicle over there. Apparently it has microwave technology or something. But people who have been near it say they feel really ill afterwards. So, yeah. They have some pepper spray and tear gas too. Been deployed some for my mask. A very large police force over there, though.
Oh my God.
All right, they got an armored vehicle over there.
Can y'all at least get on beat with y'all chanting, y'all? So they walked about early, look like, so they walked about. So they talking about folks that go by that little thing is getting ill and things like these folks, y'all. The mental institutions need to reopen back up. They need to, because there's a lot of ill folks, sick folks out here. They come up with any and everything. Some of this stuff is like, did they just do this or did they just say this? Like, seriously, this is crazy. Let's keep it moving, man. I ain't finna keep y'all too long. All right, coming straight from Liz of TikTok, y'all, on X, if y'all want to follow this person. Tennessee man claims he wanted to move to a new rental, and the landlord said they don't rent to white people and want to rent immigrants. This is illegal. Let's dive into the clip.
I'm sorry, we don't rent to white people. Yeah, you just heard that. So I'm here in Sevier County, okay? So I've been looking for another place for me and my family because I want to upgrade and move out. And there has been a couple of things online that I have been calling. 2 of them had great prices. They were in a mobile home. They had mobile homes for rent. So I called them, was like, hey, I got a family of 4. I've got all my information I need. I've got my money, blah, blah, blah. I'm interested in renting it. First question she asked me, she's like, oh, okay, are you white? Yeah. I'm sorry, but right now we don't have any spots available for you only because of your protection. What the actual hell? They don't want to rent to me as a white man because they're afraid that I will cause an issue for me and their residents that are not white or black, by the way. I wish I was joking on this, and I'm going to bring some more information to this because I just alerted authorities to what's going on, and I've got some people looking into this, but this is absolutely happening here in Sevier County.
Wow.
They are not renting to white people. They're only renting to immigrants now.
There you have it. So make sure you go file a complaint to HUD and document everything, y'all. But guess what? They finna start digging into these housing places as well. Cause y'all know just as well as benefits, they living it up as well. Benefit with housings and all of that, healthcare, everything you can think of that the American citizens have to fight for every single day. They're getting it for free off of our taxpayer dollars. Make it make sense. Make it make sense. We cannot. All right, coming straight from Chicago Ray 1 on X. If y'all want to follow this person, let's go ahead and dive into the next clip.
So if 20 million illegal immigrants can help our economy, why didn't they help their own economy? So wait, it cost $450 billion to take care of illegal immigrants in the United States of America. Yet the liberals say $10 billion is too much to build a wall. If requiring an ID to vote is racist, is requiring an ID to board a plane, drive a car, or buy alcohol also racist?
Come on.
So in America, if you cheat to get into college, you can go to jail. But if you cheat to get into America, you get free college. So if 20 million illegal immigrants...
We cannot make this ish up. Facts, my guy. Make it make sense. I can't. The common sense people, we just can't make sense of the nonsense. Don't get it. Facts, my guy. Straight facts. Let's keep this thing going, y'all, because he was on point right there. All right, so coming straight from Tony X2, y'all. Let's go ahead and dive into this clip. Tom Holman has something to say. Let's go.
Well, if you can't speak English, you shouldn't be driving our highways. Again, how do you read a sign? Icy bridge ahead or accident ahead. You got to be able to, driving a multi-ton vehicle down the road at 70 miles an hour, you got to understand what dangers are ahead and when you need to slow down and when you need to stop. And I'll go a step further. This is more than just these multi-ton tractor trailers. A vehicle, any vehicle, it can be a danger if the driver don't understand the rules of the road. So I hope every governor will work with Secretary Noem and Secretary Duffy, whether it's working at the way stations or working at the checkpoints or working at the port of entries, making our highways safe again.
And I agree, because all these unnecessary accidents are taking place because you're not knowing America's English, okay? Being able to read English, speak it, because that's what we stand on. And you hear, so you need to learn the American way. They're not like anybody. You go here, you better be learning how to say Spanish. You go here, you better learn how to do, you got to, come on. Seriously. I stand for all that. Yeah, let go. All right, y'all, which brings me to the last clip of the day. I appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. Look, voting, it's time for you to go out there and vote. You got, I know in Georgia, 7 a.m. to 7 o'clock. Get your lazy tails up. This is not a day off for work. Get out. Go let your voice be heard. Go vote. Go vote for change and get out your feelings, man. Vote on facts, what you've been seeing, what you've been watching. Okay? What's been taking place? I'm trying to keep y'all in. I'm trying to show y'all now. Because at the end of the day, they don't care about the American citizens. This is why we fighting so hard. This is why we voting the way we vote. Because y'all put illegals, y'all making America starve dang near to death during the holidays. Because y'all fighting so hard for the very people that came over here not even the right way. But yet they eating good, they sleeping good, you know what I'm saying? They about to have a beautiful holiday. They checks that's getting cashed and all of the above. And it made sense. They was like, well, the reason why they giving all these folks these things is because they want to use these very people to go and vote. Now, if all this is taken away from them, then they finna go on back to where they came from because we ain't getting no more free money. So it is what it is. So make sure when y'all get in there to go vote. Appreciate y'all for tuning in, kicking it with your girl. Y'all make sure you like, comment, subscribe. And that's it. I'm gonna see y'all in the next one. Let's go ahead and dive into this next clip coming straight from Chicago. Ray 1, Christy Nome, y'all. Let's go.
When you talk about people that have left this country, you app, those who voluntarily left, those that we have actively, that number is White House. That is an incredible record-shattering
Thank you.
number of individuals
Appreciate you.
that are now gone. And when you think about the ripple effects of that, the amount of that frees up to folks, it's remarkable. I would say that by the end of this, those individuals who have been detained, arrested, and deported will be 100 to 1,000. And we include many more that are still volunteering.
Let's go.